Hi, how you all doing? Good? That's good. This is Luke here again. I want to say, hope you had a good Christmas, and of course, but you're looking forward to the new year. Oh well, it should be a good countdown on Wednesday night, countdown New Year's Eve as we go into 2009. I'd like to review this CD, of course, the legendary Roy Orbison. This is a new box CD set that's just been out since October called The Soul of Rock and Roll. It's a 4 CD set. It has 107 songs, and it covers 30 years of his career, which of course he played rockabilly in the 50s when he started out. He began in the Teen Kings, so there's the first few songs are like the demos of songs he did with both the Teen Kings and the Wink Westerners, and then of course, and then some the Sun recordings that he did in that period, including Ooby Dooby, which was number 59 on the US charts in 56, and it's a great song today, still a classic today. And Rock House, and there's even an advert of a concert that he did on the 1st of June 1956 at the Overton Auditorium in Memphis. I think it was Memphis, yep. That had, of course, Carl Perkins, Roy Orbison himself, Johnny Cash, Warren Smith, and Eddie Bond. And there's demos of other songs that were never released commercially, and there's even a demo version of Claudette, which was to become a hit for the Everly Brothers in 1958, which their version went to number 30. Roy actually did it on the there's only one Roy Orbison album in '65, and he did that again in the '80s also. There's even a single that he released on the RCA recording label called Almost 18, which didn't happen. But the first CD ends up with the first single for Monument called Pretty Boy, and then the next two CDs after that are mainly like from the stuff that he did in the 60s at the for Monument and the MGM recordings, and some great stuff on it anyway. Of course, Pretty Woman, Only the Lonely, Blue Angel, Crying, Running Scared, Dream Baby, Leah, Pretty Paper, Lana. There's a live track of What I Say, which was recorded in Europe in '65. Also, there's a live recording that he did in Australia in '72 doing Land of 1,000 Dances. And there's a couple of the third CD ends with a couple of '70s tracks, including the Lovin' You Feelin', which he did the duet with Emmylou Harris in 1980, which he actually won a Grammy for that. And then the fourth CD that has, of course, the stuff that he did in the '80s, including one with Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, and Johnny Cash, which was called The Class of '55. And then the song he did with the Traveling Wilburys called Not Alone. And then they did the '80s version of Crying with K.D. Lang. And then the Mystery Girl stuff, and of course the song that he did for King of Hearts album that he did that was put out in '92, a few years after he passed away. And also he put out and there's even a live recording of it over from the final concert that he ever did on the 4th of December 1988 in Ohio, because he sadly died on the 6th of December. But there's great tracks on it, some great songs, fantastic music. It's just brilliant. It's well put together by Barbara Orbison, who was Roy's second wife. Of course, his first wife was Claudette, who was killed in an accident in 1966, and he lost two sons actually from his first marriage to Claudette in the fire in '68. But his younger son Wesley's still alive, and he also has two sons. He had two sons from Barbara, and who are in their 30s also. As I said, I've got to say, this is a fantastic album. This is a fantastic box set. It's just great rock and roll. Totally, it's just brilliant. And it's amazing. It's 20 years ago this month that we lost Roy Orbison from a heart attack. Hard to believe that he went 20 years ago. Boy, where's time has gone. But one good thing, of course, the music he made from the 60s up until now, up to the 80s, or should I say the 50s with Ooby Dooby, all the stuff he made, it's covering 30 years of his recording career. And it's just amazing. It still endures today. You got new generations of fans of discovering Roy Orbison, and it's just amazing discovering the songs that he made. It's fantastic. And to those Australian fans who might remember, he actually toured here a lot of times from the 60s up into the 80s, which his first tour here was '61, which he toured with the Thunderbirds, Johnny Chester, Dion DiMucci and Jack Scott. He toured here with the Beach Boys, Paul and Paula, the Safaris and the Joy Boys in '64, the Rolling Stones, Ray Columbus and the Invaders and New Beats in '65, Yardbirds and Walker Brothers in '67, and then he toured again through the '70s, which he made a live DVD, a live thing in Melbourne, which is out on DVD now actually. And then his last tour here was about 1983. It's just amazing that you've got the music that is still with us today. And then but you have also Roy Orbison performers, tribute performers like Ethel Matcham and Gerard O'Donoghue, who I've got to say, they do it really good, you know. They actually do it very well. I mean, but nobody can ever do what Roy Orbison did back in the 60s, you know. There would never be another Roy Orbison again, you know. I doubt that. He was one of a kind. But I've got to say, he was just a great singer, very high, the vocal, the way he sang, very operatic, melodramatic songs that he had. They're just brilliant. And these songs that still endure today are going to live on forever. As I said before, and I've already said it now, I will say it again, this box set is just fantastic. It's a great music, great rock and roll. What can I say? It's just brilliant, very well put together. Well, I want to say thanks everyone, and I hope and if you want to buy this CD, you buy it. This is just great. Add to your collection, and for lovers of 60s rock and roll and Roy Orbison fans, you can buy it in your record store, if like JB or Sanity, you know. Check it out. It'll be great. Well, have a good night, everybody. Thank you. Bye.